We could have a plea.
Have you discussed
Plead for mercy.
Have you discussed it with the Crown to break the charge here?
We've had in-depth discussions.
Wouldn't a good old offensive behaviour?
We could have a plea.
Have you discussed
Plead for mercy.
Have you discussed it with the Crown to break the charge here?
We've had in-depth discussions.
Wouldn't a good old offensive behaviour to do? All right. Now look, what I'm going to do to give you and to the customers to give you the atmosphere of a court. I'll let you run it just like you would in a local court, and I'll adopt the attitude of the magistrate all the way through. But
to indicate that the DPP formally takes over the prosecution.
Right, yes, that's there. I'll put that in red. All right. Yes.
Yes, and I call Constable Justin Jones.
Right, just take a seat there for the purpose of the exercise. You can assume that you've been sworn on oath as to the giving of your evidence.
Constable, could you state your full name, rank and station, please?
My name is Justin Jones. I'm a constable of police attached to Kubla Khan Police Station.
Are you the officer in charge of this matter?
No, I'm not.
Have you prepared a statement in this matter?
Yes, I have.
I show you a document.
Objection, this course being taken.
Yes.
I press the course, Your Worship.
Right, what's the objection, please?
And the objection is that I've asked for the witness to come along and give oral evidence, and I wish to cross-examine. The statement's not admissible unless I consent. I don't consent to its admission.
Well, firstly, I don't know whether it's been served or whether it's admissible or not. Have we got a notice under Section 48 to indicate that service was in accordance with...
The statement has been served, and I've responded, Your Worship, saying that I require the witness for evidence.
All right, then I'll take it that the notices in...
From notes that were taken at the time.
That's also correct, yes.
Could you please read that statement?
I now consent to the tender of the document so that Your Worship has.
Thank you. Good. Right.
I'm 23 years in police. I was worried about it. Didn't want anyone to see me with it. It was already down the front of my pants. Constable Smith said, "Why did you..."
Leading.
Yes, sure.
Yes, that's leading.
It's leading.
It's objectionable. Rephrase it.
Do you have the screwdriver here with you?
I do not know. I do, so yes I do.
Do you produce that?
I can, so.
I tender that into evidence, Your Worship.
No objection.
All right,
I've seen it, thank you.
Exhibit 2.
What can you tell the court about that sort of exhibit?
That is the screwdriver that I found on the night. It's located by Constable Smith and myself in the possession of the...
Would it stay in his pocket or would it fall out?
I would have stayed in his pocket.
No further questions.
Yes, right then. Step down and thanks, Constable. Yes,
The Crown calls Constable Jim Smith.
I object to this witness's evidence, Your Worship. The statement was not served on defence.
yes, just sit there for a moment. Just have a second. Yes, what do you want to say about that?
The Crown just wishes to point out that the Constable Smith's evidence is purely corroborative.
Well, that doesn't help you. What's that got to do with it? Yes. Yes, you found some paper there, have you?
I refer to section 48AA, subsection 2A. Constable Smith has been ill for some period of time and he was unable to give the statement to Constable Jones. And it couldn't be reasonably served on the defendant. And the statement is purely corroborative.
What's the date of the statement?
The date is the 15th of January 93, one day after the incident.
It's 4 days after.
Sorry, 4 days after the incident.
Why couldn't he have given it to Constable Jones?
He fell ill after the
But the statement was made, it was in existence.
No, he fell ill straight after the...
Well, how did he make a statement 4 days later then?
from his sick bed. But
well, therefore it was in existence, as I said. Why couldn't it have been served with the brief?
Then he went to the hospital and took the statement with him. And he couldn't locate it.
Well, I can't, I'm not satisfied that he couldn't be served on that. That's not a reasonable explanation within the section as far as I'm concerned.
Well, the Crown can't press the tender then.
Are you asking for an adjournment to allow for the service of the statement, or
yes, if we could have...
Or do you want the matter to proceed?
No, I think we could seek an adjournment to serve the statement on that case.
Yes, we say that.
Your Worship, if I oppose an adjournment, my client's come along here today to have this matter disposed of. Any further adjournment of these proceedings is, in my submission, Your Worship, not warranted. That statement was made on the 15th of January.
Yes, I am.
Have you prepared a statement in this matter?
Yes, I have.
What's the date of that statement?
15th of the 1st, 93.
You're well enough to give evidence today, Constable.
Yes, Your Worship.
And from what source was this statement made?
From the contemporaneous notes made by Constable Jones.
Do you have a copy of the statement with you?
Yes, I do.
Could you please read the statement?
I am...
The required standard of proof. In my submission, the prosecution evidence does establish each of the requisite essential elements of the indictable offence for which the defendant has been charged. Here they are that Mr. Chop, without lawful excuse, had in his possession an implement capable of being used to enter a conveyance. Well, we've heard from the officers that the screwdriver was found on the bottom of the steps.
That's right.
Which steps were you referring to?
They're in Wordsworth Street. Is that in the statement? It was the steps in Wordsworth Street.
And what were you doing near those steps?
I was looking for my friend.
So what ambit of Wordsworth Street were you looking
Oh, we'd
for your
been all
friend?
up and down Wordsworth Street,
And
checking it out.
So what you did describe what you were doing, checking it
Well,
out?
just strolling up and down, looking around. One stage we saw a car that looked like his, had a look in that, he wasn't there. We walked around a corner at one stage and had a look up there, he wasn't there. So we were more or less looking around as we waited for him, because we'd been knocked out from going into the club because of our dress. We didn't know whether, we were a bit unsure whether he'd gone in there, whether he was waiting for us. One of those sort of times when you're not sure what's going on, so we thought we'd better wait for him a bit and have a look around.
So when you were walking, were you looking up, around you? Where were you looking?
All over the place, really, across the street, up and down the street.
Were you looking down a lot of the time? Down on the floor?
We were sitting on steps at one stage, and I suppose we were looking down at that point. It was, we weren't sort of looking, spending most of our time looking up. Yeah. That's actually just before I found the screwdriver. We were on the steps.
I put it to you that you were walking in between the cars and looking inside these cars with the intention of finding one that you could prise open.
I object to the question.
Too many questions in one there for a start.
I put it to you that you were looking into many cars,
No, no, we weren't.
that you weren't looking at the ground, you were looking into the passenger or driver's side windows of the cars.
As I said, we did look into a car, one that was like his, to see if he was in it, but it wasn't every car, and we didn't spend the whole time looking at the ground either. We were generally keeping our eyes open.
So you just looked at one car, you say?
Yeah, I think that would be one. It would be pretty well it.
I
Yeah.
put it to you that you looked at more than one.
Well, no. We would have seen cars while we were looking around, because we weren't just hanging around, we were looking for our friend.
You say that both at the scene and at the police station you gave the police an explanation of what you were doing there.
Yes.
I put it to you that that's not true.
Well, it is true.
What did you say to them?
Just let me find that in the statement.
I don't think it's in the statement, it's here.
Right. Okay. Well, I explained to them, and I'd been in the area, and I'd just gone to the European hotel, that we tried to get in, we couldn't. We weren't dressed properly. They don't take anyone in tracksuits now, apparently. And that we spent the rest of the time walking up and down looking for my friend, who we were expecting to see there.
So did you volunteer this information, or did the police ask you?
I
how
certainly
it come
did.
about?
I volunteer it once they start talking about why you've got weapons, you know, like why you've got instruments stuck down your pants. I was very worried. I made sure they knew all about it.
So you wanted to make perfectly clear why you were in the area, what you were doing at the time.
Yes,
And
and I did.
that's right. And you wanted them to take this down accurately so that when you came to court it would come out that way?
I didn't know they were taking it down.
Did you not see them writing it down in their notebook?
I know they wrote it down in their notebook because I signed it later at the police station. I don't know when they noted it down. I also told the police that I'd found the screwdriver in the gutter next to the bridge near the steps in Wordsworth Street. What's the name of the street? Wordsworth Street. That's something else I told them.
And you wanted to make it absolutely clear to them that you were in the area because you were looking for your friend?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they did finally show you the police notebook and you read through it, I take it,
Yeah.
why did you point out to them that this section of evidence was
No.
missing?
Because what they'd said, I thought I just had to sign that what was in the notebook was true, and what was in the notebook was true.
Didn't you feel it important that that vital to your case?
Well, you're a
evidence was
lawyer,
not-
you might have thought it important. You've been in these matters before, but I've never been spoken to by the police before, and I just signed it like I was supposed to. And that's what happened.
I put it to you that the police explained to you that you were signing a true and accurate account, or what was meant to be a true and accurate account of your conversation with them, and that if there was anything missing, then you could have a say as to that.
Well, I was signing it, those words were said, but I didn't realise that I had to point out everything else that was said.
I put it to you that they told you that everything that was said between you would
Oh,
be
well, they
recorded in
didn't.
that.
They didn't. And if they did, I don't remember them saying it.
That's the evidence
Yes, and you...
Nothing.
Your Worship, this is a hearing that is being heard summarily, and I submit the test that I put to you before, that you have to be satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt whether the defendant is guilty of the charge of possess unlawful implement, and in the Crown's opinion, that test is satisfied on the evidence.
Yeah, it was in the second.